My grandpa, a retired homicide detective, just told me the case that still keeps him up at night. I've heard a lot of stories from my grandfather. He was a detective for 27 years of his life, and I grew up listening to the tales of he and his fellow lawmen. As a child, he obviously amended the stories quite a bit to make them age appropriate, but as I grew up, more and more of the true stories came out. Starting about 2 years ago, my grandpa got sick. He's been on a slow decline ever since, and while it's been one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, his illness acted as the catalyst for a set of stories he'd never before brought up. He said he kept them filed away deep in the folder he doesn't like to open. He calls them the impossible ones. But this last one, the one he told me last night, he says it's the one that still keeps him up some nights, the one he thinks about every day. He said he's looked over the case files more times than he can remember, done a full re-examination of it all more times than he can remember, and it never makes any more sense. He said he only told me now because he can feel in his bones that he doesn't have a lot of time left. I recorded him telling me the story, so what follows is my transcription of the case, verbatim. I've only excluded his coughing fits and any off-topic remarks made during the telling of the case. The case was a murder/kidnapping, at least that's what it looked like, and it was me and Olson. I've told you about him. There was a family, the Nabels. There was Benjamin, the husband, Jennifer, the wife, and Katie, their 6-year-old daughter. One of their neighbors had gone out for the paper around 6 a.m. and saw the Nabels' front door wide open. When she went over to see if everything was okay, she saw the wife's body. The neighbor called 911 and eventually we were sent over there. Now, when I say there was no outward signs of a struggle, I mean it. There was no sign whatsoever that anything had happened, well, except for the dead body. But even her body, there were no wounds, no marks of any kind. I'm getting ahead of myself. On our way to the house, it came over the radio that the husband and daughter were unaccounted for. If you're thinking the husband did it, we did too, obviously. Problem was, both the family's cars were still in the garage. So we think they might be on foot. Some officers canvassed the neighborhood, and no one had seen them, including 2 neighbors that were on their porches for hours starting in the early morning. No one had heard any kind of commotion coming from their house, either. I mentioned the wife's body. She didn't have a hair out of place. She was on her back in the kitchen, about a third of her upper body was under the table. We found out after the autopsy that, well, she'd just died. There was no cause that they could find. She'd been a perfectly healthy woman, didn't smoke, didn't drink, ate right, exercised. It was like she'd just blinked her eyes and gone from alive to dead. Anyways, we searched the house. We went through it with a fine-tooth comb, basement to attic, found nothing. No evidence of a struggle, no weapon, nothing. So we left. We'd spent hours in that house, thought maybe we should come back in a day or two with some fresh eyes. We went over to where Benjamin worked. He was a supervisor at a lumber yard.
Watch this, look. You can cook an egg in the, like fry it. Look, one more time.
That
Perfectly.
can't be real. There's no way that's real.
Okay, so apparently just, well, wait. We need oil first. Oil. They
okay,
used oil. A little bit of oil on the plate. Is it not coming out?
Where'd you get this thing?
There it is.
Okay,
A
good.
little bit more. That should be good. Now, did they use brown eggs or white eggs? I don't know. Sometimes
Does
that
it
makes a
make a
difference.
difference?
I don't know. Try it. Let's
Why
just
would
go.
it make a difference?
I don't know.
She's died or not died?
That's not dyed. Wait, are white
No.
eggs dyed?
White eggs are dyed.
Really? I thought
Do
this came from a
chickens
different
give white
chicken.
eggs?
I don't know. All right. Okay. Now, take this plate.
Wait, what about salt and pepper?
Not yet. You do that afterwards.
Are you sure?
Yes. Put
And-
it on top.
Okay.
And now walk that over to the microwave that I just bought from Home Depot.
Okay.
Boom. Plop it in there.
Okay.
What a tiny microwave.
Okay. It's the same size as the plate.
Okay. I think all we gotta do is hit. Boom. 1 minute.
1 minute, that's it?
I don't know. It seems a little bit too long.
You think?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I've microwaved eggs before, but never a fried egg.
All right.
But is
Well, this
that what
one's
they
gonna
told
be.
us?
It says 1 minute. Now we're gonna record the entire thing, so you know we're not pranking you. All right. So why don't you? You got 44 seconds.